Billionaire sees his ex-love homeless on the streets. What happened next will shock you. Marcus Stone couldn't believe his eyes. The richest man in the city stood frozen on the sidewalk, his $5,000 suit getting wrinkled as he stared at the woman sitting on the dirty ground. She was holding a cardboard sign that read, "Please help. Anything helps. God bless." Her clothes were torn and dirty. Her hair was messy and hadn't been washed in days. Her face was thin from not eating enough food. But those eyes, those beautiful green eyes, were the same ones he had looked into 20 years ago when he promised to love her forever. "Emma," he whispered. The homeless woman looked up. Her face went white like she had seen a ghost. The cardboard sign fell from her shaking hands. "Marcus," she said in a voice so quiet he almost didn't hear it. For 10 long seconds, they just stared at each other. The woman who used to wear diamonds and silk dresses now sat on the cold street like she had nothing in the world. The man who had once been poor now wore clothes that cost more than most people made in a month. Marcus felt his heart beating so fast it might explode. His hand started shaking. 20 years ago, Emma had been the love of his life. Now she was homeless, and he was worth $10 billion. But what happened next would change both their lives forever. The beginning, 20 years earlier. Let's go back to where it all started. Marcus Stone was nobody special 20 years ago. He was just a poor college student who worked 3 jobs to pay for school. He delivered pizzas at night, cleaned offices in the morning, and served coffee between classes. His clothes came from thrift stores, and he ate cheap noodles for dinner every night. Emma Rodriguez was different. She came from one of the richest families in the state. Her father owned banks and hotels. She wore designer clothes and drove a car that cost more than Marcus made in 2 years. She lived in a mansion with 12 bedrooms and a swimming pool. They met in math class at the university. Emma was struggling with her homework, and Marcus was the smartest student in the room. The teacher asked Marcus to help her. "I don't understand any of this," Emma said, looking at her math book with tears in her eyes. Marcus sat down next to her. He smelled her expensive perfume and felt nervous. Girls like Emma never talked to guys like him. "It's okay," Marcus said gently. "Math is just like solving puzzles. Let me show you." For 2 hours, Marcus helped Emma understand the problems. She was actually very smart, she just needed someone to explain things in a way that made sense. "Thank you so much," Emma said when they finished. "You're really good at teaching." Marcus felt his face turn red. It was nothing. But it wasn't nothing. That was the beginning of something amazing. The love story. Emma and Marcus started meeting every week to study math. But soon they were talking about everything else too. Marcus told her about growing up poor with just his mom after his dad left them. Emma told him about feeling lonely in her big house with parents who were always too busy working to spend time with her. "Money doesn't make you happy," Emma said one day as they sat by the lake on campus. "My parents have everything, but they never smile." Marcus looked at her with surprise. "But you never have to worry about anything. You can buy whatever you want." "I can buy things," Emma said sadly. "But I can't buy real friends. Everyone at school only likes me because of my family's money. Except you." Marcus felt something warm in his chest. "I like you because you're kind and smart and funny. I don't care about your money." That was when Emma knew she was falling in love. As months went by, they became best friends. Marcus showed Emma parts of the city she had never seen. They ate at tiny restaurants that served amazing food for just a few dollars. They walked through parks and talked for hours about their dreams. Emma showed Marcus that rich people had problems too. She taught him about art and music. She helped him believe that he could be successful if he worked hard enough. "You're going to do amazing things someday," Emma told him one night as they looked at the stars. "I can feel it." Marcus took her hand. "Whatever I do, I want to do it with you." They kissed under those stars, and both of them thought they would be together forever. The family problem. But Emma's parents hated Marcus from the moment they met him. "This boy is not right for you," Emma's father, Robert Rodriguez, said one night at dinner. "He's poor. He has no future. He will only bring you down." "I love him, Dad," Emma said, trying to stay calm. "He's smart and kind and hardworking." "Love doesn't pay the bills," her mother, Patricia, said with a cold voice. "You need to marry someone from a good family. Someone who can take care of you properly." "I can take care of myself," Emma said. Her father slammed his fist on the table. "You will stop seeing this boy immediately. That's final." But Emma didn't stop. She and Marcus kept meeting in secret. They would hide in the library or meet at small cafes across town where no one would recognize Emma. This made her parents even angrier. "If you keep seeing him, we will cut you off completely," her father warned. "No more money for school. No more car. No more credit cards. You will be on your own." Emma felt scared, but she also felt brave. "Then I'll be on my own. Marcus and I will figure it out together." Her father's face turned red with anger. "Fine. But when you realize what a mistake you're making, don't come crawling back to us." The secret plan. Marcus was working harder than ever. Besides his 3 jobs, he was also working on a secret project in his tiny apartment. He was creating a computer program that could help businesses manage their money better. "This could be big, Emma," he said one night, showing her the code on his old computer. "If I can finish this program and sell it to the right company, we could have enough money to get married and start our own life." Emma's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Really? Really? I've been talking to some business people, and they think it could be worth a lot of money. Maybe even millions." Emma hugged him tight. "I knew you would do something amazing." But they had to keep the program secret. If Emma's parents found out that Marcus might become successful, they would try to stop him somehow. Late at night, while Emma pretended to be sleeping in her mansion, she would sneak out to Marcus's apartment. They would work on the computer program together. Emma was actually really good with computers, and she helped Marcus fix problems in his code. "We make a good team," Marcus said one night after they solved a difficult problem. "The best team," Emma agreed. They felt like nothing could stop them. They were wrong. The betrayal. One night, Emma came to Marcus's apartment crying harder than he had ever seen. "What's wrong?" Marcus asked, holding her close. "My parents know about your computer program," she said through her tears. Marcus felt his heart stop. "How?" "They hired someone to follow us. They know everything." "And Marcus?" Emma looked up at him with terrified eyes. "They said they're going to destroy it. They have lawyers who will claim you stole the idea from one of their companies. They'll take you to court and ruin your life." Marcus felt like the world was spinning. All his hard work. All his dreams. Everything he had built for their future was about to be destroyed. "There's more," Emma whispered. They said if I leave with you, they'll make sure you never get a job anywhere. They have friends who own companies all over the country. They'll tell everyone you're a thief." Marcus sat down heavily on his old couch. He put his head in his hands. "But I have an idea," Emma said quickly. "If I stay and agree to marry the man they chose for me, they'll leave you alone. You can take your program to California and start your company there. You can become successful like you dreamed." Marcus looked up at her. "You want me to leave? Without you?" Tears ran down Emma's face. "I want us to be together more than anything. But if we stay together, they'll destroy both of us. If we're apart, at least one of us can be happy." "I can't be happy without you," Marcus said. "You have to try," Emma whispered. "Please. For both of us." The hardest decision. That night was the longest night of their lives. They held each other and cried. They talked about running away together, but they knew Emma's father had enough power to find them anywhere. "Maybe in a few years, when you're successful and I'm older, we can find each other again," Emma said, trying to sound hopeful. Marcus nodded, but inside he felt like his heart was breaking into a million pieces. Promise me something, he said. Promise me you'll wait for me. Don't marry that guy your parents chose. Just wait, and I'll come back for you when I have enough money to fight your father. I promise, Emma said. I'll wait forever if I have to. The next morning, Marcus packed his few belongings into his old car. Emma came to say goodbye, but they couldn't touch each other because her father's men were watching. I love you, Marcus said from across the street. I love you too, Emma said back. Marcus drove away, watching Emma get smaller and smaller in his rearview mirror until she disappeared. He never saw her again. Until today. 20 years of success. Marcus kept his promise. He went to California and worked day and night to turn his computer program into a real business. It was hard, harder than anything he had ever done. He lived in a tiny apartment and ate nothing but rice and beans for months. But slowly, his company grew. First one customer, then 10, then 100. His program really did help businesses save money, and word spread quickly. Within 5 years, Marcus's company was worth $50 million. Within 10 years, it was worth $1 billion. Within 15 years, Marcus Stone had become one of the richest men in America. He bought houses and cars and airplanes. He traveled around the world. He met presidents and movie stars. Magazines wrote articles about his success story. But he never forgot about Emma. Every year on the anniversary of the day he left, he would try to find information about her. He hired private detectives to look for her. He searched the internet for hours. What he found broke his heart. Emma had kept her promise at first. For 3 years, she refused to marry the man her parents chose. But her father made her life miserable. He took away her car, her credit cards, her allowance. He made her feel like a prisoner in her own house. Finally, when Emma was 25, she gave up hope that Marcus would come back for her. She married the man her parents chose, a rich businessman who was twice her age and treated her badly. The marriage lasted only 2 years. Emma's husband divorced her and took half of everything she had. Her parents were so embarrassed by the divorce that they cut her off from the family money. Emma tried to get jobs, but she had never learned how to work. She had always had everything given to her. She didn't know how to pay bills or budget money or take care of herself. Slowly, over many years, Emma lost everything. She lost her apartment because she couldn't pay rent. She lost her car because she couldn't make the payments. She lost her friends because she couldn't afford to go out with them anymore. Marcus tried to find her to help, but Emma had disappeared. She was too ashamed to contact any of her old friends. She moved from city to city, taking whatever small jobs she could find. But jobs were hard to keep when you had no permanent address. And it's hard to get an apartment when you don't have a steady job. Emma fell into a terrible cycle that many homeless people know too well. Marcus never stopped looking for her, but he was looking in the wrong places. He searched for Emma Rodriguez in nice neighborhoods and expensive restaurants. He never thought to look on the streets. The moment everything changed. And now, 20 years later, the richest man in the city stood on the sidewalk, staring at the only woman he had ever loved. Emma tried to stand up, but her legs were too weak. She had not eaten a real meal in 3 days. Marcus, she said again, her voice shaking. Is it really you? Marcus walked closer. Up close, he could see how thin she had become. He could see the sadness in her eyes that had replaced the sparkle he remembered. But she was still the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. Emma, what happened to you? He asked gently. Emma looked down at her dirty clothes and felt embarrassed. I lost everything. After my parents, after the divorce. I couldn't. She started to cry. Marcus felt anger rising in his chest. Not anger at Emma, but anger at her parents, anger at the world, anger at himself for not finding her sooner. How long have you been living like this? He asked. 5 years, Emma whispered. Marcus closed his eyes. For 5 years, while he was living in mansions and flying in private jets, the woman he loved had been sleeping on the streets. People were starting to notice them now. Some recognized Marcus from pictures in magazines. They were taking photos with their phones. "Emma," Marcus said quickly, "will you come with me? Please?" Emma looked up at him with scared eyes. "I don't want your pity." "It's not pity," Marcus said, kneeling down beside her on the dirty sidewalk. He didn't care that his expensive suit was getting ruined. "I never stopped loving you. Not for a single day in 20 years. Emma's eyes filled with tears again, but this time they were different tears. Marcus stood up and held out his hand. "Trust me. One more time." Emma looked at his hand for a long moment. Then she reached up and took it. But what happened when Marcus helped Emma to her feet would change everything in ways neither of them could imagine.